Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Dr. John Clayton at Supra Chiropractic, your Layton Chiropractor here in Utah. So today I want to talk about neck problems, and more so of when people get adjusted, why the adjustment doesn't really hold in the neck, or why doesn't it fully help the way it should. People will go to a chiropractor, they'll get adjusted, and the adjustment will feel good, but it'll only work for maybe an hour, 2 hours, a day, 2 days, and it won't really hold or fix the problem or the pain that the person is experiencing. I kind of want to walk you through why I do things a little bit differently for neck adjustments, and how I work to help answer that question of, how do I make a neck adjustment hold longer so that you don't have to be in here 3 times a week seeing a chiropractor, and so that you actually can feel like you can live your life and not be stuck in my office, okay? So the big thing I want to talk about first is posture. So when you walk into my office, I'll look at your posture and just see what is going on. So the thing I'm looking for with the neck is that the middle of your ear lines up with the middle of your shoulder, okay? So if you stand up straight, that should line up right there. The thing I don't want to see is if your neck is out here. That's more of your neck's looking more like a turtle, I guess. So what that ends up doing is that actually straightens that neck out instead of giving it that proper curve. So my neck should have somewhat of a curve to it. If you see someone that has that issue, they do need to go see a chiropractor to have that resolved, or to start having that worked on so that they don't have problems later on in life. What most chiropractors will do when you walk in with neck pain is you say, my neck hurts right there. So then they'll usually just adjust right in that area. They'll adjust 1 or 2 bones on the right side, 1 or 2 bones on the left side, and that's your neck adjustment. That's what you get to help, okay? So what I want to do is talk about kind of what I do. And I guess before I do that, let's talk about upper cervical chiropractors, because upper cervical chiropractors, they do things a little bit differently than a regular, walk-in chiropractor does, or maybe, your regular chiropractor that you see down the street does. So upper cervical chiropractors are specialists who work on the atlas, the C1 bone, which is the top bone in your neck. And a lot of the neck muscles attach into that bone. And so that's why it's so crucial to adjust C1 and to focus specifically on it. And most of these chiropractors, that's all that they do, is they focus only on that bone because of the help that it can do for that person in the long run. So it can even help low back problems, neck problems, anything, all of the above. So anyways, moving back to what I do within my specialty. And so my specialty is I'm a CCEP chiropractor, which is a certified chiropractic extremity practitioner. Okay, so extremity meaning that I work on everything outside of the spine and the low back, like most chiropractors do. So with the neck is I want to identify everything that basically branches out from the neck and connects to the rest of the body. So with that, it's a lot of the muscles that go into it. Just like in our shoulder video, is the neck is dependent on these muscles to hold it, to give it its posture, to handle the stresses that you go through throughout the day, okay? So if we look at our picture here, so you can see this. So in this picture, you can pause the video if you want to look more at this picture. But as you can see, there are many, many muscles that hook in. That's the back side of someone's body. There's a lot of muscles that hook in from the back of the neck that connect in. And so the other thing or the other part of that I wanted to mention is that there are so many muscles in the front that also hook in, and they hook in into the rib cage. So the ones in the back also hook into the back of the rib cage. But the big part that I wanted to mention is, since we're having so many people that have the necks that are going forward like this, is what it's doing to the musculature in the front of the neck. So we have our picture right here. And so there we go. You can see that. So there's picture about kind of what more upper cervical chiropractors do at that C1. Look at all those muscles that connect in there. And then here's all these muscles in here. See if you can see that. Okay, so all of those muscles in there, what they're doing is they're going down and they're connecting in on these ribs. And so the ones that are shown specifically in that picture is rib 1 and rib 2. What I want to kind of help you understand too is if you were to, put your hands right here on the sides of your sternum and then stretch your head back, you could feel pulling in there. from the muscles in the front. And so you can do that throughout all the areas down through the rib cage in the front. So basically, I can get into more details to how I adjust the entire rib cage, but just for the basics right now is that I look at where the first rib is, deep in there, the collarbone, and then all the ribs down in the front where they hook into the sternum. So it's called the costosternal attachment. So where they hook in all along the sternum. And so we adjust those areas to help stabilize the ribs, to stabilize the muscles that hook in from the neck to the rib cage. Basically creating a proper foundation, and then that will help the adjustment hold better. Likewise, the only other thing I wanted to touch on as far as that adjustment goes is I also check the skull. And so what the skull movement, if there's no movement of the skull on the C1, I also address that as well with the other neck adjustments. Really what it comes down to is that everything is connected. All these muscles are connected, all these ligaments are connected, all these tendons are connected to each other. And so we can't just address the bones. We have to address the muscles that go into it, especially with having that adjustment hold longer, is we need to make sure that the muscles are actually calming down and stabilizing where they need to go after your neck adjustment. Okay, so if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment in the comments below, or send me a message on Instagram or Facebook at Supra Chiropractic. And remember, be happy, get adjusted, and live healthy. This is Dr. John Clayton, your Layton Chiropractor here in Utah.